Hey everyone, weather today. A massive storm is heading toward the United States over the next few days, and it's expected to cause a variety of serious problems. These include the risk of widespread severe weather, such as damaging winds, large to very large hail, and several tornadoes, some of which could be strong. In addition to that, a major fire risk is likely to develop later this week in the central and southern plains. A significant blizzard is also possible in the northern plains, and a shot of cold air is likely by the weekend. In today's forecast, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about one of the most significant storms we've seen all year. We'll start with what's happening across the country today. Current conditions. Right now, there's a large storm system just east of North Carolina. This storm brought plenty of showers and thunderstorms to the southern plains and the southeast over the past few days. Notably, it also produced an EF2 tornado in Florida yesterday morning. The confirmed EF2 tornado hit Lake Mary, Florida, leveling multiple homes in parts of central Florida. It was on the ground for a few minutes. This is significant because an EF2 plus tornado hasn't occurred in Seminole County, Florida since 1998, so it's been a long time since a tornado of this strength hit central Florida. Interestingly, this tornado wasn't widely expected. There was only a low-end tornado risk mentioned in yesterday morning's forecast. However, a few tornado warnings were issued throughout the day. Meanwhile, things are getting more active along the West Coast. Southern California is seeing a lot of rain today, and rain and snow will increase tomorrow through Saturday for many areas along the West Coast. The northern plains and northeast are relatively quiet for now, but that will change later this week as the storm system strengthens. Massive storm coming. There's a lot to cover in today's video when it comes to severe weather and fire conditions. This storm system is going to have widespread impact, so buckle up. There's a lot to discuss. Let's begin with the risk of severe weather over the next several days. The threat begins tomorrow with a small storm system moving into the central and southern plains. This will bring scattered severe weather to areas like Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. The main threats will be damaging winds and a few tornadoes. If things escalate, we'll be on standby for a live stream. There's a good chance we'll go live tomorrow if the severe weather threat materializes, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Things take a major turn on Friday. The Storm Prediction Center has expanded the slight risk of severe weather all the way from Minnesota down to the Gulf Coast. There's now an enhanced risk of severe weather in Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. This is likely to hold in future forecasts, and a moderate risk of severe weather could be issued as we get closer to Friday. Friday and Saturday could see widespread damaging winds, large to very large hail, and multiple tornadoes, some of which could be strong. Saturday brings another major severe weather threat stretching from Lake Erie to the Gulf Coast. Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia are now under an enhanced risk of severe weather for Saturday. Both Friday and Saturday are shaping up to be significant days for severe weather. There will be high wind shear, strong instability, and enough moisture for dangerous storms. Sunday outlook. The severe weather threat continues into Sunday. A slight risk of severe weather is in place from Pennsylvania and New Jersey down into Florida. However, Sunday's main threat looks to be damaging winds, with only a few tornadoes expected. Hopefully, it won't be as severe as what we're expecting on Friday and Saturday, but you should still stay weather aware. This storm system is going to impact almost the entire country over the next 5 to 7 days. We'll provide more detailed updates on the storm and severe weather risks in the next video. Wednesday's tornado risk. Our tornado risk for Wednesday has increased over the past 24 hours. This is a conditional tornado risk, meaning it depends on whether storms can develop and interact with available low-level moisture. If they do, there will be a chance for tornadoes in parts of East Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, and Western Arkansas. Tornado parameter values in some areas are between 4 and 5, indicating increasing wind shear and instability. That raises the potential for tornadoes tomorrow, especially in the late afternoon and evening hours. The tornado threat will decrease somewhat as the storm moves east, but could still result in an isolated tornado in Louisiana and Arkansas. There's a good chance we'll go live tomorrow if storms start to fire and the tornado risk increases. The Storm Prediction Center could issue a 5% tornado risk later today or tomorrow morning. Tornado and severe storm risk in Texas. If any storms in Texas become surface-based, the tornado risk will increase significantly. Right now, The HR model shows more of a bowing segment of thunderstorm activity, which is mostly elevated. As long as these storms remain elevated, the tornado threat will stay lower, but the risk of large hail will be more concerning. However, if there's enough low-level moisture in place, the tornado risk could increase tomorrow. Don't be caught off guard. Stay weather aware and have multiple ways to receive warnings. We'll have another video update tomorrow morning with any changes or updates to the forecast. Major storm system developing. Now let's talk about the massive storm heading toward the United States later this week and the wide range of problems it's expected to bring. Starting tomorrow, plenty of rain and snow is expected along the west coast tomorrow. Flooding rainfall is likely in some areas with 1 to 3 inches of rain possible. In the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada, 4 to 5 feet of snow is expected. By Friday, the storm will move over the Rockies and rapidly intensify into a possible bomb cyclone, which means the pressure will drop by 24-minute or more within 24 hours. This will create an intense storm system over the Great Plains. Another storm system is expected to crash into the west coast on Friday, bringing even more rain and snow. This storm system is going to cause major problems. High wind gusts of 60 to 80 PMs are possible across the Great Plains. Severe weather will be a serious threat in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas during the daytime hours. On Friday, a major fire risk will develop across the southern plains due to high winds and dry conditions. Severe weather threat on Friday. By Friday afternoon, around 5 p.m., severe weather is expected to ramp up from the Mississippi River Valley back into Iowa. We are anticipating discrete supercells to form. If these storms remain isolated, the risk for strong, long-track tornadoes will increase. There is also a risk for large to very large hail. If the storm system organizes more into a bowing segment, the primary threat will shift to damaging winds. But isolated tornadoes will still be possible. It's a little too early to determine the exact storm mode, but if discrete supercells dominate, the Storm Prediction Center will likely upgrade this to a moderate risk of severe weather. By Friday evening, storms will likely form into a line, which will increase the damaging wind threat. A few tornadoes will still be possible, but wind damage will become the main concern. Blizzard threat and high wind, a low-pressure center, will develop across the Midwest and Northern Plains by Saturday, bringing blizzard conditions to parts of the Northern Plains. High wind gusts will continue around the low-pressure system from the Ohio Valley back into the Great Plains. Wind gusts could be strong enough to send trampolines flying from state to state, so make sure to secure anything outdoors before the weekend. Saturday's severe weather will shift eastward into the Ohio Valley and Gulf Coast by Saturday afternoon. Damaging winds and tornadoes will be the primary threats. Severe storms are likely to continue into the evening and overnight hours across the southeast. Storms will weaken as they move into the Ohio Valley due to decreasing moisture, but the severe threat will remain elevated across the Gulf Coast and southeast. Sunday's outlook. On Sunday, the storm system will continue to impact the East Coast. A slight risk of severe weather is in place from Pennsylvania and New Jersey down into Florida. The main threat will be damaging winds, but a few tornadoes will also be possible. Why this setup is so dangerous. This storm system is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous of the year due to a combination of factors. Strong, low to mid-level winds over the deep south and Midwest, a negatively tilted trough which will enhance instability and moisture, high instability levels with CAPE values between 2,000 and 3,000 J/kg, plenty of storm fuel, favorable low-level moisture extending from Missouri to the Gulf Coast. This setup increases the likelihood of strong tornadoes and large hail, especially if storms remain discrete. Take care, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with a new update. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment. See ya!